Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important decorator for service dependency injection, where we will talk about how to use host decorator. Prior to this session, we talked about the self, skip self, right? So this session is in the continuation of the same, where we will talk about the host decorator. So what I will do, I will explain you firstly the things theoretically. Once it is okay, then we will move for the further thing, that is we will discuss the requirement, and as per the requirement we will write the logic and try to understand the concept. Okay, but before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use host decorator. Okay, but prior to that you should know what is service, how to use service, what are the benefits of service, and other basic stuff, so it will give you the proper idea. And for the complete free course, you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is completely freely available for you in the description box. So from there you can take the reference. Okay, alright, so let's go forward and discuss the host variable host decorator. So here you can see in app.component.html file I have this heading that shows Angular 19 course by Sharmit. After this we will put another heading. In this heading I will write host decorator, for service dependency injection in Angular. Okay, so this is the heading that we are going to cover today. Now as per this, let's create the service. So ng, which is for Angular, g generate as service, my folder, and service name would be logger. Enter. Once you press enter, it will wait for a few seconds and then it will show you the new folder with required two files. One is service.spec.ts and another one is service.ts. We are not going to touch this spec.ts. Whatever we will define will come inside this service.ts. Okay, so let me clear up this constructor part. Here I will simply create one method, that is log method. Here I will put accept one message, type would be string only. Okay, and then what we will do, we will simply we will expand this, and after expanding this we will simply write the message console.log, and here we will write a log, and then we can put message, whatever message we have, that's it. Okay, so this is the simple thing in a service level. Now if we talk about the host, let's go definition wise. So host decorator is a decorator that will instruct the Angular to look for the service provider only in its own component, or max to its parent component, not beyond that. Okay, so if you took the hierarchy of child, parent, and grandparent, so host will look only for the provider in the service itself, in the component itself where it is injected. Then it will look for the parent component. Beyond that it will not check. So this is the whole soul agenda of host decorator. Okay, now to verify this, what we will do, we will create one child component. So ng gc component name, let's say I will give it as firstly we will create parent component, so parent comp. Okay, then we will create child component, so ng gc child comp. Perfect. Okay, now to use this service, what we will do, firstly we will go to parent component. Okay, and in parent component we will go for we will simply go in the parent component HTML file. Yeah, here it is, HTML file, and here I will write simply h1 parent component. Okay, let me put HR also for a horizontal row, and then we will import here child comp. So app child comp is imported. Perfect. So this is the one thing. Now second thing what we will do, we will go to the child component. In child component, here it is the child component. In child component we will go to firstly to the component.ts file. Here in this ts file we will add one constructor. So constructor, in constructor I will simply write private logger and logger service. Let me make it capital L, logger service. So this is the thing, and we know that it is a constructor, so we will add curly braces. Here I will create one method, say hello, and in this method we will just simply pass this dot logger dot log, and here I will write hello from the child. That's it. Okay, and now to execute this thing, what we will do, we will go to app child component HTML file, and here I will simply write h1 child component, just to let you know that we are in the child component. If you want, you can add HR here also, which is nothing but a horizontal row, a line, simple line, and then we will create one button to call that function. Here I will write click. In click we will write say hello, which is a method, and here also we will write say hello. That's it. Okay, so what this it will do, it will simply call this method. Now we all know that to access the service, like firstly what we will do, we will go to here, like in the app.component.html file. Here I will simply add HR, then we will write here h1, which will show grandparent component. Okay, and after this what we will do, we will simply write here parent, let me add app parent comp, that not child comp, parent comp. That's it. Perfect. Now you can save it. And where is the provider? Let's verify the component.ts file. It might be a bit confusing, but don't get confused because there are multiple components we are finding here. So let me go to parent component app.component.ts file. Yeah, here you can see child component is added. Let it be. Now what we will do, we will simply, you can see here in case of service we have used this provided in. So let's firstly remove it, otherwise let me show you. So let me call it, okay, so ng serve hyphen open enter. So right now what will happen, it will work perfectly because it is declared at the provided in. That means it will be applicable throughout the application. So you can see code is working perfectly. If you go to inspect, it will show in a console if I click here. So when I click here, it print the message. That is fine. Okay, but let me remove it for now. Yeah, so it is working fine. Okay, now the next thing what we are going to do, I'm not sure from where this extra bracket is coming. Yeah, from here. Okay, now what we will do, we will simply go to logger.this, and from service we will remove this provided in. We don't want it at a public level. Now you can see it is throwing error, but in case of this, what we can do, like we can because it is referring to the parent level providers. Even if you go to app.component.html file, in component ts file, here if you put the providers, let me put it providers : logger service, even after providing this, it won't work. You can see still, oh, it's working. Yeah, because so far we haven't put the host now, that's why it is working, right? So if you are not using host, it is working perfectly even if you provide the provider here. But now what I'll do, I'll go to this child component dot ts file. Here I will introduce the host, because host is the thing that will ask Angular to look only for the same component or a parent component. So here I will write host, which is a method. That's it. Now you will see it is breaking. Why? Because it is not it now it does not have capability to look at the component app.component dot means grandparent, this thing, grandparent, what is where we defined it now. We put this thing provider na. So let's go to app.component.ts again. Okay, let's go to app.com. Yeah, here we put by mistakenly, so it should be in the app dot, because app is the grandparent, right? So here if you put it, it won't work. Let me rewrite it. Yeah, so you can see still it is breaking. Why? Because it is in a grandparent. But if you remove it from here and go to child.component.ts file, here if you add it, it will work. So you can see it is working perfectly. Okay, so this is how it works. So it will instruct the Angular to only look for the parent, or it will only look for the parent and the same component providers, not at the grandparent. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.